This is revision for standard 10. We are dealing with principles of O. First chapter. Okay, let's see. We have already seen about class and object. So I am not explaining these two. I had given one video regarding these two, class and object. I had given the link also. If you have not checked, please check it. So next one is encapsulation. Let's see what is encapsulation. Encapsulation is the wrapping of data and function together. Wrapping of data and function together. Suppose this is data and this is function. You know data is something, function is something. We have already explained. So data and function. Data is characteristics, function is behavior. Characteristics and function, or data and characteristics and behavior, or data and function, we are wrapping together. We are keeping together, wrapping together inside one capsule, or like chocolate, it is wrapped. Similarly, we are wrapping this data and function together in one unit, that is called class. So what is encapsulation? Encapsulation is a process of wrapping data and function together in a single unit, that is called class. That single unit is called class. So what can you say? Encapsulation is the process in which we keep data and function together. Data and function together to make a single unit, and that single unit is what? Class. Okay, this is encapsulation. Next one is inheritance. Let's talk about inheritance. Before I'll explain what is inheritance, let me give you one example. Suppose before 5 years, let me tell you, before 5 years we have one mobile where suppose only 3 features were there: incoming, outgoing, and then suppose calculator. Now whatever mobile you have, it has so many features like camera, then chat, browsing facility. Similarly, so many are there. Scanning, fingerprinting, all these, so many features are there. Now what happens? Suppose I don't need all these. I need only camera. Now what happens in this new mobile? What I want all these features here also. Obviously I want, apart from that I need this also, right? Now what will happen? Suppose to generate this, to generate these many codes, company spend suppose 5 crore and 2 years, 5 crore and 2 years to develop this only, these codes, right? So many employees. Now if we will write these codes, same thing here, in that case it will cost how many? 5 crore it will cost or not? Of course yes, it will cost. Now 2 years also it will take, and then its individual time also. So Java provides you the facility not to write those codes once again, just to copy those codes once again, just to inherit these codes. These codes just you can bring here by writing only one line. By writing only one line, it means this is a class, suppose A, and this is your class, suppose class B. It means what are you doing? you are using the facilities of this class, we are using the facilities or features of this class here, right? This process of using the features of one class into another class is called inheritance. So what is inheritance? Inheritance is the process in which one class uses the features of this class. It means class B is using the facilities of class A. Class B is using the features of class A. What is inheritance? Inheritance is the process in which one class uses the properties of another class. Now, here I am talking about two classes. This is one class, this is another class. This class who is providing his facilities, that is called parent class. It means this will be child class. It means, what can I say? A child class is using the facilities of parent class. A child class is using the properties of parent class. So what is inheritance? Inheritance is the process in which a child class uses the properties of parent class, or a child class inherits the properties of parent class. Common example I can give you. We are there. Suppose I am the example of inheritance. What happens? I am class B. Suppose here. It means I am child class. I am inheriting the properties of my parents. Right? Maybe my color is like my father. My nose is like my mother. I have two hands. My color, my hair, my body structure. I am following my parents' structure. Right? Parents' properties. It means I am the child class and my parents are parent class. So maybe I am using two parents' properties, my mother and father. Right? So we all are the examples of inheritance, where we are using the properties of our parents or grandparents or maternal parents. Is it clear? Okay, might be clear. Next one is polymorphism. Polymorphism is simple, a process in which one thing we are using in different purpose. Let me give you one example. Suppose this is what? This is a pen. This is what? A pen. Now, what is the use of this pen? For writing. For writing. One use. For pointing. For playing, fan fighting. Used as a tool for bringing something. Used as a what? Tool for killing something. This one for hurting something. So this is one thing, but uses so many. This is one thing but uses so many. This polymorphism follows the same properties. Polymorphism is the process in which one function can be used for different purposes. Suppose I am making one function area. I am making another function area. Making another function area means I am making many functions with the same name. Suppose this function is calculating the area of square. This is calculating the area of rectangle. This is calculating the area of triangle. It means their external interface is same, but their internal coding are different. That is why they are producing, one is producing area of square, one is producing area of rectangle, one is producing area of triangle. It means external interface is same, internal coding is different. It means same name can be used for different purposes. This is called polymorphism. Polymorphism is the process in which one function can be used for different purposes. Okay. Next one is data abstraction. Data abstraction is simple a process where we enjoy the output by hiding the internal details. What is happening inside we don't know. What is happening inside we don't know, but we enjoy the fruit. We see the result. Like I'm giving you one simple example. All of you might be knowing how to drive a scooty or a bike. When you put your key in ignition and start it, and then just press the self button, it gets started. How it starts, we don't know. What inside mechanism happens, we don't know. But it starts. When you just give accelerator, take accelerator, it moves. We don't know what is the mechanism inside working, and it is proceeding, we don't know. But it happens. Right? Another example I am giving you. When you switch on the bulb, it starts glowing. How it is happening inside we don't know. How that current is passing or what is happening inside we don't know. But we enjoy the fruit. Another example, when you press button of any fan, it starts moving. How it starts moving we don't know. But as soon as we press it, we enjoy the output. We get the output. Okay. So what is data abstraction? Data abstraction is the process in which it provides the output by hiding the background detail. Okay. So data abstraction is done. Next one is dynamic binding. Dynamic binding. This will be clear when we'll learn function. Actually what happens, we are making our functions in one class. Here we are making, and we are calling from somewhere else. From here we are calling. When we are calling this function from here, first of all it goes and make a link, whether this is only what we are calling or not. This is called dynamic. This is called dynamic binding. This is called dynamic binding. In dynamic binding what happens? Function call is linked with function definition. Function call is linked with function definition. That is called dynamic binding. Okay? We'll make it clear. I'll make it clear once again when we'll make function, when we'll learn function. That time I'll tell you. Once again I'll tell you what is this. Next one is data hiding. Data hiding is simply a process where we cannot use data directly. We cannot use data directly. As in a class, we have data and function. So far we have seen encapsulation. Encapsulation, what does it do? It encapsulates, it wraps together, so that this data cannot be used from outside directly. So data hiding tells that this data is kept hidden. This data is kept hidden from outside world. I cannot use it. If I want to use, in that case I need one bridge, what is called object. It means if I want to use these data or these functions, in that case I will take the help of this object. With the help of object I can use this. It means data is hidden. Data is kept hidden. For proper definition, suggest you to see the book, definitions from book. So these principles of hope is ending here. Bye.